You have a scar on your stomach that you've had since before you were born. You've looked at it your entire life without thinking much about it. It's just there. It has always been there. Here's what nobody tells you about that mark. It's not just a remnant of how you were born. It's physical evidence of the most sophisticated life support system ever developed by any species on Earth. And the full story behind it changes how you think about what a human body actually is. Let's start with what seems obvious. You have a belly button because you were connected to your mother by an umbilical cord. The cord gets cut after birth, the stump dries up and falls off. What's left is a small sealed scar. Simple, biological, the kind of thing that doesn't need a second thought. Except that explanation tells you almost nothing, because the question isn't what left the mark. The question is what was happening on the other side of it for 9 months before you took your first breath. Before you were born, your body could not breathe. Your lungs existed, but had never opened. They were filled with fluid, not air, and they would stay that way until the moment of birth. Your digestive system existed, but had never processed food. Your liver was functional, but not fully online. Your immune system was in its earliest stages. Nearly every system that keeps you alive right now was present, but not yet switched on. And yet, you were growing, fast. Something was breathing for you. Something was feeding you. Something was filtering your blood, delivering oxygen to every cell in your body, and removing waste, all without your lungs, your stomach, or your kidneys doing a single thing. That something was the placenta. And it was not part of you. Not exactly. Here's what most people don't know about the placenta. It is a temporary organ. The human body builds it from scratch at the beginning of every pregnancy and destroys it completely at birth. No other organ in the human body works this way. Your heart, your liver, your brain, these are permanent. They grow with you. They stay with you. The placenta appears, runs at full capacity for 9 months, and then ceases to exist. It is the only disposable organ the human body has ever produced. And what it does in those 9 months is extraordinary. The placenta sits between the mother's blood supply and the developing baby's blood supply. Here is the remarkable thing about that. The two blood supplies never actually mix. They run side by side, separated by a membrane so thin it is measured in micrometers. And across that membrane, the placenta performs a transfer so precise it still impresses modern medicine. Oxygen moves from mother to child. Carbon dioxide moves from child to mother. Nutrients cross in one direction. Waste crosses in the other. Hormones are produced, regulated, and released on a schedule the body runs automatically. Immune protection passes through. Pathogens are blocked. All of this happens simultaneously, continuously, without stopping, for 9 months. And the umbilical cord is the pipeline that makes it possible. 3 blood vessels twisted together, 2 arteries carrying waste away from the baby, 1 vein delivering everything the baby needs to survive, wrapped in a protective substance called Wharton's jelly that keeps the vessels from compressing when the cord bends or twists. The cord can stretch, it can coil, it can be knotted in some cases without cutting off flow entirely. It is, by any measure, one of the most precisely engineered structures in human biology. Your belly button is where that cord connected to you. Think about that for a second. For 9 months, everything that kept you alive entered and exited your body through that single point. Every molecule of oxygen you ever received before your first breath came through that spot. Every nutrient that built your brain, your bones, your heart, your hands arrived through that opening. Every waste product your body produced before your kidneys came online left through it. Your entire existence for the first 9 months of your life depended on that connection staying intact. And then, within seconds of birth, it became unnecessary. The moment a baby takes its first breath, the lungs inflate. Blood flow reroutes almost instantly. The systems that had been standing by, waiting, developing, preparing, switch on. The liver takes over. The kidneys take over. The digestive system begins its work. The placenta, which had been the most important organ in the room 30 seconds ago, is now redundant. It delivers itself within minutes. The cord stops pulsing. And what remains is a small piece of tissue that dries, hardens, and falls away in the days that follow. What's left is a scar. But here is what makes the belly button unlike any other scar you have. Every other scar on your body tells a story that happened to you. A fall, a surgery, an accident. Each one is the record of a specific moment. The belly button is different. It is not the record of something that happened to you. It is the record of something you could not have survived without. The only scar on your body that marks not damage, but dependence. And that dependence is not unique to humans. Every placental mammal, which is most of them, develops through the same system. Dogs, elephants, whales, horses, mice, all connected to their mothers by a cord, all nourished through a temporary organ, all scarred in the same way at birth. But humans carry something the others don't. Most mammals lick the cord site clean after birth. The scar heals flat, hidden in fur, invisible. In humans, the scar is permanent, central, and visible for life. You can see yours right now. It sits on the front of your body, in a position that has no equivalent in most other species. Not hidden, not obscured, just there. A permanent external record of the most dependent moment of your existence. Every human being who has ever lived has one. Every person who ever walked out of Africa 70,000 years ago. Every ancient human who painted on cave walls, who built the first cities, who looked up at stars and tried to name them. The same mark, the same spot, the same story of 9 months of absolute dependence on a connection they would never remember. You don't remember any of it. Nobody does. That entire period, the first 9 months of your existence, is completely inaccessible to you. The most biologically intense chapter of your life happened entirely before you had the capacity to form a memory of it. And the only evidence it happened at all is a small sealed mark on your stomach that you've been looking at your whole life without thinking much about it.
That mark is not a scar in the ordinary sense. It is not the record of something lost or something damaged. It is the closed door of the room where you were built. Everything that made you, every cell, every system, every structure in your body that you are using right now to process these words was assembled on the other side of that door, in the dark, by a process so precise and so automatic that it required nothing from you except to exist while it happened. You were not alive before that cord connected you. You were not yet conscious. You were not yet you. And then, slowly, you were. The belly button is the only mark that moment left behind. It has been there since before you could see it. It will be there until the last day you have. And every person you have ever met, every stranger you have ever passed, every human being alive on this planet right now has one too. Same mark, same story, same beginning. That is not nothing. That is everything.